CNN has learned there is DNA evidence linking the anthrax used in the 2001 mailings to a flask used in Bruce Ivan's Army laboratory, according to a source familiar with the investigation. As federal prosecutors grew closer to charging Bruce Ivans in connection with the anthrax attacks, his therapist, Jean Dooley, told a Maryland judge in late July that she was scared to death of Ivans and sought a temporary restraining order against him. In court tapes obtained by the New York Times, Dooley described a murder plot the troubled scientist laid out during a group therapy session.
He proceeded to describe to the group a very long and detailed homicidal plan and intention to that he had bought a bulletproof vest, had obtained a gun, a very detailed plan to kill his coworkers. That because he was about to be indicted on capital murder charges, he was going to go out in a blaze of glory, that he was going to take everybody out with him, that he had been roaming the streets of Frederick, trying to pick a fight with somebody so that he could stab them.
After that therapy session, Dooley started the process to have Ivans involuntarily committed to a high-security mental health facility. She told the court she had been subpoenaed to testify against Ivans before a federal grand jury. As she made her case for a restraining order, Dooley also said Ivans had been forensically diagnosed by several top psychiatrists as a sociopathic homicidal killer, though CNN has not been able to confirm those diagnoses. Just days after this testimony, Ivans killed himself in Frederick, Maryland. Prosecutors were so sure they had their man, they had scheduled a meeting to discuss a possible plea bargain with Ivans' attorney last Tuesday, the day Ivans died. Officials plan to reveal some of their evidence at that meeting. But many people are skeptical the FBI has got it right this time, especially after repeated mistakes throughout the 7-year investigation. Jeffrey Adamovich, a former bacteriology chief who worked with Ivans for 12 years at Fort Detrick's Biodefense Lab, says it would have been nearly impossible for Ivans to pull off the attacks.
The labs were not equipped, for instance, with a lot of the equipment that would have been required to supposedly dry this material down and create the highly refined state that it was in.
Sources familiar with the investigation say authorities may publicly release their evidence against Ivans as soon as this week and then go ahead and close the case. According to those sources, that would happen after a federal judge unseals grand jury evidence and officials brief the families of those who were killed and injured in the 2001 attacks. Brianna Keeler, CNN, Washington.